Welcome to another episode of the Headlight Restoration Pro, where I'll be showing you how to take headlights like these, which were done a couple years ago by myself, and turning them into something like this. Perfect. Back to new. Better than ever before. The
Perfect.
second time. Please like and subscribe, and follow my channel to learn more. Let's get down to business. As I said before, I have done these headlights before. The customer recently contacted me and wanted to get the headlights done again. I checked his information and whatnot, and he had got these done about close to 3 years ago. But check out where he works. This is one of the reasons. Okay, so this is a desert wasteland and a some kind of asphalt rock factory, which this person works at or whatnot. It's way out in the boondocks. See that light there? It's way out in the boondocks, way out about a mile road to get in, and about a couple of country roads to get there. He particularly, that's one of the reasons why his headlights have gone this bad. Usually at this time they're not that bad, even though that these headlights really aren't that bad at all compared to what they were when I first did them. They're like maybe a quarter of the way as bad. Anyways, he has a lot of circumstances why his headlights have gone bad, even though, almost 3 years is pretty good to be looking like this for a headlight restoration. But he is, like I said, one of the most extreme customers that you will ever have, far as the wear and tear damage on his headlights. Because he works at this place, I have a black vehicle. When I drove in and got out and looked at my vehicle, it looked like it was brown, because it's just dirt road and so much dirt and so much open field and wind and dirt and dust in the air. My vehicle was black. It was brown. I had to wash it when I left here. Um, but anyways, he drives 165 miles to work and 165 miles from work. That's a huge aspect of the headlight erosion. A lot of debris hitting his headlights because it's all freeway miles where you're driving that far, and old dirt roads or back roads like he was, where he works at and whatnot. Also, or the second biggest reason is that he keeps a very nice vehicle. It's a Honda Accord sport hybrid of some sort. It's a very rare model and it's very nice aesthetically looking. But because he works in this place, which is so dirty and so filthy, every time you drive in here, your car gets dirty. He literally washes his car about 4 times a week, as he said, as I asked him how often are you washing your car or whatnot. It looks very clean. Yeah, he said about 4 times a week through the car wash, which is one of the car washes out this way. Something to do with the duck or other. I don't want to really mention the name, but it's a car wash he goes through. And the brushes really beat up any car wash that is a non-brushless car wash, or it's a brushless car wash, excuse me, will prematurely beat up your lights a little bit from the propellers or whatnot. Even if they say they're scratchless, it doesn't matter. Check out my video on why do headlights go bad, and it will tell you, it will show you a piece of that, of why they will go bad and one of the reasons why. So that's that. There's a lot of washing on the headlights, a lot of damage, a lot of impact, and a lot of freeway mileage. But literally, his headlights were done at this point, about 2 years and 7 months plus ago. So that's a pretty good run to have your headlights looking this good. When I did his headlights at first, they looked similar to what you're looking at right now. You couldn't see the inside. So, I mean, he was not upset about it at all. He said, I need to get them done again. Can you come on out? And I headed out and took care of it. But anyhow, starting off here as always with the P500 disc by 3M. Please take note that a P500, that P is on the European scale of sandpaper grits, okay? It is different than a regular 500 grit. You have to check the scale, and you have to check pretty much a scale. You can look it up on the internet or whatnot. You have to check the scale to see what the equivalent is on a regular numbered sandpaper grit. Also, this sandpaper is made by 3M. By far, there's nothing that will match the 3M sandpaper grit. The durability, I've tried so many, and I've tried the cheap ones, I've tried the expensive ones. The 3M is a really expensive one, but it is expensive for a reason, because it's going to do a better job than any other sandpaper that I can even think of that I've ever even tried. But anyways, took all that down. You know, it's real easy. Once you've done the headlight before, and you've done it, and you have done it correctly, you see how fast I'm moving through this headlight. You know, once you're taking off the product that you put on, and you put on all, headlight certified stuff, headlight certified coating, you did the proper steps, it's easier just to refurbish them. It's easier than the first time. It's easier than doing it behind somebody else who more than likely did, a poor job in following the number 1 code. Use most things that are used for headlight restoration, and the number 2 code. Use the best products that you can for this. A lot of people want to cut corners. Cutting corners is it's a business thing. It's a smart thing, but in terms of headlights, you want to go with the best performing, and generally the best performing is going to be the good stuff, the expensive stuff. A lot of people try to tiptoe around that, but you see how I'm getting that edge up top? That's just to rough it up and to make sure that the coating adheres to it, as well as sometimes where the plastics meet there at the top, you'll get like a little extra yellowing right there because the back end has gone bad. So you want to make sure you get those, or you have like a little yellow line across the top. So what I did there with the gimbal is just smooth out a couple spots that are hard to get to with the power drill. It's better to get in there with your hand than try to force the power drill in there, and then you end up burning lights and doing crazy stuff here. See how I'm doing this? And typically on certain stages, depending on the grit of your sandpaper, like this, you see those areas here? This is a rather difficult light because of that corner in the side that you really can't see, and then that dip right there, that little fin that flares out. That's really hard to do, and you can mess those areas up where they'll have permanent scratching and things that you can't get out. So what I did is took the fresh pad and started on those areas first, because it's the fresher the pad is, the newer the pad is, it's going to perform for you better. So that's what I did. And usually when I'm having areas like this, I go to those areas first with the pad that's fresh, as you see I'm doing now. I hit my sensitive areas first with the fresh pad, and then do the rest of light. That's just because those sensitive areas, you don't want to stay and play in those areas too long. The margin of error is way higher than just the flat surface of the light. So you want to, get in there when it's fresh, get in there when it's working at, full peak at 100%. But see it all just coming off so easy? That's because I did this light. That's because the Headlight Restoration Pro, which is me, did this light. And it's, it's done properly. It's done with the method that I'm showing you right now. And it just comes right off. And this is the power of using, Headlight certified products, especially a Headlight certified sealant that says for headlights, and that erodes, and that bonds and does all these things specifically for headlights because, believe it or not, they're scientists in a lab practicing and putting concoctions together to make a superior product, hopefully to other people, especially when you have your big name on it like Meguiars or 3M or something like that. They have big money and they have big scientists that go through and they try to make these things work better than everybody else's product. They're trying to revolutionize some stuff so they can get paid because everybody wants this stuff or everybody will want it. But anyhow, it comes off like this because I use Headlight certified stuff. And the beauty of this is, you're not digging into the light. You're not, going, over the limit of grinding the light. One of the people on my page DM'd me about how long does it last and how many times can you do the headlight restoration without, wearing the headlight too thin. And this is kind of along the same lines. As long as you have somebody who knows what they're doing, you don't ever have to worry about this. Because pretty much what is coming off here is 100%, let's just say 99 for, shits and giggles. That is 99% of the coating that I put on. Now, here's the thing that, will mess you up. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I've always used 2K clear because they've done two lights and they've never had to take it off. Yeah, they've sold the car or it was a friend's car or they never heard about it again. But I guarantee you, when it's time to start taking it off and you take it off, you might not even know it's so difficult to take off when you're doing it. You might say, damn, this stuff's hard to take off. But then when you try something that's made for headlights, it's specifically made to be easier to take off. It would make no sense if they made a product that's damn near impossible to take off by normal measures. Okay, so this is some of those 2K clears and stuff and foreign things people Krylon, paint sealant and stuff they put on headlights. It's very hard to remove and it has different effects and it also messes up the headlight. You see how healthy this headlight is? To the regular person eye or the naked eye, you really can't tell, but this headlight is in really good health. Okay, and that haze, that fogginess right there. It's really good health. There's no cracks. There's no nothing. You can see it right here with this Trizac pad. You see first starting with those areas, so it's nice and fresh. But you can see this headlight is in perfect health. There's no cracks. There's no weird stuff. There's no stuff sticking to it because you used the proper stuff on the headlight. A 2K clear light, I probably would still be using a P500 at this point, if not something greater, a 320 to try to get that stuff off, or 150 or something. But what I was saying right there, those little corners and those little edges and stuff like that. A lot of times you don't have to worry about them too much. You kind of just want to leave them alone. If you just buff them up a little bit or rough them up a little bit in those creases and corners, if possible. You don't have to sit in there and try to polish them out or whatever. Just leave them rough, and that'll actually aid in the adherence of the sealant in those areas, which some points or sometimes you need a little extra adherence in certain areas of the light. But yeah, this light is actually probably a mid-level light of difficulty. And, all these flat areas are cool, but the rounded part on the side, the corners, and that fin especially is very easy to mess up. Now, when I say difficulty level, I mean doing the headlight perfect without making any mistakes. That is my goal always. It happens. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but that is what I strive for, and I hit that mark about 99% of the time. The other 1% of the time is some kind of other factor that you just can't even control. So, like I said, even though I'm good like this and I'm professional, I'm not perfect. I just strive for perfection. And, I try to, do the best that I can possibly do, just like anybody else. And the main thing is why my numbers and my stats are so high is because I follow the formula. I trust in the process. A lot of detailers use that term. You got to trust in the process because sometimes you're doing it and you're just feeling like, oh, it's just not going to work and this is crazy and this and that. You just got to follow the steps and see what comes out at the end point. And at the end point, when you follow the steps, you do the correct stuff. It's like math. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. It's going to come out. So anyways, that was a little bit of Windex. I cleaned everything off on. You always want to make sure you have a clean, sterile environment so you don't get orange peel in your sealant. You don't get all kind of weird things going on, especially in an environment like I'm at today. There's nothing but dirt and some tumbleweeds around everywhere, and a lot of noise, a lot of stuff going on. But you see how it's hazy like that? This light is hazy. That is perfectly fine. That is good. And this step here is where you inspect. Is one of the steps where you inspect heavily to make sure there's no scratches that you believe you can't get out. Now, what I got here is just some 3M polish, headlight hard lens polish. Check the link in the bio. Everything that I use from my tools and my guns and my stools and my polishes. Um, what I'm saying right here is pretty much just use extra amount right there. But everything I use in my on my headlight restorations or anything I do, because I do more than just headlight restoration. This one is just my passion, though. You can go to my link, go into my bio, and the link will take you directly to Amazon, the same exact place that I buy all my stuff from. It's just more convenient, and usually they have the best prices, and you just sit back, do what you do, and one day it arrives. Rather quickly, actually, too. But this is the dab method, and this is what you want to do to kind of pace yourself, because you want to let this stuff kind of soak in a little bit. And yes, it does soak in. This is a headlight surface. This plastic is very porous, so it actually is soaking in, and that's partially what you're doing right here when you're polishing. Is you're polishing after that soaks in. You're polishing it up. You're buffing it up, and it's filling pores. It's filling the porous front of the headlight in, which kind of it's complicated. I don't want to go too far into that right now, but it fills in the surface of the headlight. If you think of what the surface of a headlight looks like underneath the microscope when it's not sealed or polished, it looks like a sponge. So all this oil-based polish is soaking into those pores at the same time, pretty much buffing them out with heat and friction, kind of smoothing them out, laying them flat. It's complicated. I don't want to go too far into it, but just think of it as a sponge, and the headlight actually does soak up stuff. That's an easy way. I'm not here to pretty much make you a headlightologist. You could if you follow my way, but I still have to tone it down a little bit just so you guys can get what I'm saying, because keep in mind I've done this for a long time, and I consider myself a headlightologist or a luminologist, as my wife says. um, but yeah, it's mostly just to show you that you can do it, or show you what you should expect when you're getting it done. So there's a lot of people out there, taking advantage of people, and I'm going to give you headlight restoration. They're going to charge them as much, if not more, than what I charge, and they're gonna buff your headlights out with some polishing cream. It might not be polishing cream. It might be, a lot of people use metal polish, and your headlights gonna turn a chrome tint, like a grayish tint later on in life. But they're selling this 2-minute headlight restoration for the same as this, and so that's one of the reasons why I put this out there too, to educate the general public on what you should expect when you are paying for a headlight restoration. You should expect perfection. You should expect it to look like this, and you should expect it to take about 45 minutes, if not, not less, or a little bit less or longer. It should not take 10 minutes. But anyways, this is the Meguiar's headlight coating. As you saw me, I buffed it down, wiped it off, made sure everything is clear. I always make sure everything is clear and clean about a foot around the headlight. I blow off with my miniature blower. I inspect it real quick to make sure nothing blows into this headlight. All you need is to make sure nothing blows into this. See the heavy coat that I'm using? If you read the instructions on this can, it'll tell you 2 coats. I have a video on, that's on my channel of why I do not do it that way. But I use 1 heavy coat. It works a lot better for certain reasons. But anyways, you don't want anything to blow into the surface of this. because the surface will cure in about 30 seconds, 60 seconds. The whole light to the touch will clear in about 3 minutes. Right now it's about 90 degrees outside when I did this, and it's damn near, it's probably dry right now to the touch. It goes really fast. Anything over 90 degrees, I mean, literally it will dry in 1 minute. But anyways, thank you for watching. Check out that clarity. Once again, that's that Honda. Thank you for watching, and subscribe. Check me out. Okay, video's not done. Just thought I'd take a time and share a little something else I'm passionate about. I always have been, way before headlights were ever done, or I was ever the headlight restoration pro. I was a fish guy. I love fish, freshwater fish in particular, but all fish. I love all pets, but I'm a fish guy. That's my fish tank. It's about 135 a gallon. It's got community fish in it. Did many years of aggressive fish and got tired of all my fish killing each other, so I just got a big giant tank full of nice docile fish that just want to get along with each other. A peaceful tank. Excuse the lighting. I got a new phone. I'm still trying to figure out how it works. And the lighting for this fish tank is high wattage due to all the vegetation in there, which is real. Real wood, real vegetation. Most rocks real. Got a little Buddha in there. Just wanted to show you guys a little something different. A little something else I'm into doing as well. It's peaceful, tranquility. It's a beautiful thing. Well, stay tuned, and hope you enjoy watching the show. Hope you enjoy this little extra bonus here of my fish tank. Fish going wild here. Just finished eating